somebody else's field.
Well, Jones may take it to the house. The dunk.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head.
Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
One Razorback.
Is vintage Matt Jones.
Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Good morning. Welcome into halftime on a regional Friday. Baseball starting across the country right now. We have our first regional games that are underway. We are, 3 hours away from first pitch at Paul Walker Stadium. Baseball gods hopefully will be in our corner to get this thing going. I'm Phil Elson at the Paul Walker Stadium radio booth. Good morning, Matt Jones. Good morning, C-Unit at our ESPN Arkansas headquarters. Matt, once again, you find a way to look very pretty this morning.
It's hard work, Phil. You know, I don't just wake up and look like this. This is it's dedication.
The nerves have built up for me throughout the week. And look, I felt that way with every team that I've worked for going into a postseason, because this is what you work for to get to this point, to have the opportunity to host at home and play games that have a lot of what will be the word here, immediacy to them. Because, I mean, you could end up just with 2 more days left in this baseball season, which would be crazy to think about for an SEC West Division team. But if things don't go well, we're looking at a short weekend. But I got to be honest, I'm feeling really good about the way this team is going to play this weekend. But even with that in my mind, I can't help but feel the nerves, and they're building even, with every minute before first pitch.
You know, I've played in an elimination games before, games that if you lose, you don't get to move on. I want to see what James thinks, being a former baseball player under DBH, your regular season, how's the mindset change? What is the routine changed? You're probably not going to change a lot, but there's probably a couple little details that get changed, and then again, the pitching rotation is going to be changed. So there's a lot of answers, a lot of questions to be answered.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we found out while we were on the air yesterday that they weren't going to announce the starting pitcher until later on in the afternoon. Once the coaches had their, I guess it was an early evening meeting, and then it's Mason Molina, which is no surprise.
I like it. I think we talked about this earlier, Phil. I think DVH, what did he say a couple weeks ago, talking about there's job openings, or I forget the exact words he used, and Molina took his opportunity. It was like, hey, you're going to go out there these innings, and every time he's went out there, I think that he's proven that he's worthy of starting. I got confidence in him, is what I'm saying.
Well, and it's a guy who's pitched on a Friday in an NCAA tournament. Last year against UConn with Texas Tech, he pitched very well, got the win. And just from what we've seen the last couple of times out from him in relief, not just the retiring 15 of 16 batters, but the stuff that he showed to get them out. I feel pretty good giving him the baseball, and hoping that Arkansas hits as well as I think they've been hitting once they got home. It didn't really hit necessarily all that well in some situations on the road. It's a better offensive team here at home, and I think that they'll put that on display today. The starter for Southeast is Hayden Dow. He's a left-hander, a guy that's been around for a while, and just going off the numbers, it looks like a guy that you should be able to score against. 4.89 ERA, a lot of extra base hits against him. So hopefully just not pressing. I'm already making Andy and Mountain Home nervous, Matt, because I was checking the text line before we started the show today. Andy was listening to the Morning Rush, and then he texted in on the McClarty Daniel hotline, which, if you want to do it, is 877-377-6963. And he said he's really nervous because he's got non-refundable rooms that he's already booked in Omaha for the College World Series. So I guess he's going one way or the other. I guess you can also sell the rooms to somebody else, but there's somebody that's got a little financial aspect already involved in it for you.
Yeah, there'll be some good baseball. I'm just excited to get to the tournament, and that's what we're in now. Regular season's over. American sports, as we know, Phil, we talk about it all the time. American sports, the regular season just doesn't matter as much. It's what do you do in the postseason?
Yeah.
What do you do in the tournament? And the tournament's here. And we had some conversation with some callers and some listeners and some other people's, concerning doubt or expressing doubt. But the thing is, we did what the Hogs did what they had to do to get home field advantage to have a chance to get to Omaha. So it's like it's a clean slate.
It is. It's the cliche to say everybody starts 0-0 now. They do and they don't, because we'll keep tabulations on all of it. It's kind of like when you started over in the SEC regular season, you were 0-0 in a schedule that matters a lot to people. By then, you'd already played 4 weeks. So it's another opening day, Matt. You know how I can tell? They've got bunting. They got the red, white, and blue bunting up on the second level to deck things out. You got a line that stretches out towards the worst four-corner stop sign in all of Arkansas, and that's kind of what happened on opening day too.
That's got to be a roundabout. We need to get with the city planners. I think there was one day we were at a barbecue thing. I know we're out, on location a lot with this show, and I feel like somebody was talking to us, and they said they were making a design change to that
you can
four-way
see
stop.
orange cones and orange barrels and the yellow tape out that way too. So yeah, they're working on it, but who knows? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the kind of thing that would take like over a year, but watch, that's probably what it's going to take. I love the matchup of these two coaches too. You might have heard Andy Sawyers yesterday speaking on Dave Van Horn's effect on his career, but it's so funny the way that sometimes your relationship with a coach who is a bit of a hard ass sometimes can also start in a really rocky way, but it's almost like if they're like I've always said, Matt, and this is more in like a joking sense. If they're not making fun of you, they don't care about you very much. There are some coaches, I don't think it's with every situation, but if they're not giving you a hard time, like actually like almost making an example out of you in some ways, then they're not paying very much close attention to you either. And you're a product of a coach as well, Matt, in many ways. Your dad and all the guys that you played for. I wanted to play Andy Sawyer's soundbite. And he only spent 1 year playing for Dave Van Horn, and it was the kind of year that I think would make somebody very uneasy. But the way that it finished up, I think you can see why Andy Sawyers views Dave Van Horn in an incredibly positive light.
My relationship with him is like any former player-coach relationship where the player has a ton of respect for the coach. I mean, he changed my life. He changed my career. Our story is pretty interesting. He and Rob Childress arrived at Christmas break at Nebraska my senior year. Coach Van Horn rode me like a rented mule, was hard on me. I was the senior starting catcher, played every day the year before. I was kind of a catch and throw defender type guy, and Coach Van Horn preferred offensive catchers at that time in his career. And I lost my starting job, and I felt like he was trying to make an example of me every day in practice. He was very hard on me. He was a little more demonstrative when he was younger, I'll say that. At the end of the year, I walked in for my meeting, and he said, "Andy, I was harder on you than you deserved, but I knew you were tough enough to take it. I'm trying to change the culture, and I needed to have somebody who could wear it for me, and you were that guy." So I was like, "Oh, thanks." But he said, "I know you want to go coaching. I've got a job lined up for you." He already had a job lined up for me. I went down to Northwestern State. He'd already got it set up. I got to teach classes in the P department, got to be the volunteer for John Cohen, who's now the AD at Auburn. He did all of that without my knowing it. Wow, he was making an example of me to the team, like writing me hard. And I have the utmost of respect for Coach Van Horn. The team that he inherited my senior year, we had 4 guys living in a house. 3 of those 4 are Division I head coaches. That's pretty amazing. His coaching tree is long, it's extensive, and all of us, I know, credit, a good chunk of our career to having played and worked for him. So have a ton of respect for him. I'd be happy to be at Mississippi State, even though I don't like those guys very much, right? Just kidding. But we're happy to be in this situation. It's special for me to get to compete against my former coach, I'll say that.
I love that story. I love it, because I know there are probably a lot of situations, Matt, in which a coach gave a player a really hard time, made an example out of him, but might have done it because he didn't like him and didn't have a job lined up for him once the season, was over and his career was over. But this is a different situation, without Dave Van Horn, without that year, without what Dave did for Andy Sawyers. I mean, he probably wouldn't be the head coach. Is going to shake his hand at the pregame lineup exchange today, all these years later. I mean, it's like 27, 28 years ago.
That's a cool story. I'm sure that there's multiple stories like that out there. You know, as long as Van Horn's been here and the success he's had. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, we're going to break here. Here's what's halftime today. I'm getting out at just before 12:30 to go interview DVH. Our dugout show for the baseball broadcast will cut into 30 minutes of halftime. Matt will host from 12:30 until 1:30. He'll talk with Clay Henry during that time. And we'll have a pretty wide open hour from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And in just a moment, we talk with former Arkansas pitcher and current member of the Teague law firm, James Teague. Also got to remind you, today's the last day that if you live in Sebastian County, you can apply for your homestead tax credit and save $425 on property taxes. You get this just by applying. All you got to do is call your local county assessor in Sebastian County. It's Zach Johnson, 479-784-1516, and apply for your homestead tax credit. Got to do it by the end of business today. This applies to the home and up to 1 acre of land. If you own your home, it's your primary residence, you qualify. Again, you call 479-784-1516 for Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson, or go online. There's two websites, SebastianCountyAR.gov or CountyService.net. Stay tuned. Halftime is joined by James Teague in just a moment.
ESPN Arkansas, HitThatLine.com, and the Hit That Line Now app is live at the 2024 Fayetteville Regional. Exclusive coverage is presented by Mock Legal Solutions. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Arvest Bank. Arvest is ready to help. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by Camping World. Camping World in Poto and Van Buren, and online at campingworld.com. The road to Omaha starts now.
Call up the Omahawks. Yes, sir.
We'd like our program to reflect our state, the great state of Arkansas. Loyal, tough, hardworking. One of our goals every year is to make the state of Arkansas proud of the football team. In my office is a sign that says you're not coming to play for the University of Arkansas, you're coming to play for the state of Arkansas.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and HitThatLine.com.
This summer, take control of your outdoor space with a mosquito misting system from Mosquito Joe. It's the ultimate solution for mosquito-free living. Mosquito Joe installs cutting-edge misting systems discreetly around areas such as pools, patios, and boat docks to create a protective barrier that banishes those annoying bugs. The best part is, you don't have to do a thing. It's like having a mosquito control technician in your yard 24/7. Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Do you need gutters but think they're too expensive, or that you need to get the soffit or fascia ready? No worries. Call the Gutter Guy. He does it all. No need to call multiple companies to get the right gutters for your home. Call the Gutter Guy. Quality, low maintenance, leak-free gutters with a 5-year warranty. The Gutter Guy also does vinyl siding and windows. The Gutter Guy. Over 30 years experience. Call 226-1259. Call the Gutter Guy.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Walk-Ons is always a win. Whether it's a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner, Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and coming soon to Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Supply issues are no issue at Shamrock Roofing and Construction. As one of America's largest roofing companies, we stocked up early and we stocked up big. We can do your job right now. And because we paid less for our material, we can share those savings with you. Call today or visit us at shamrockroofer.com. Attention homeowners, storms are firing up quickly and widespread damage means thousands are reaching out for the right roofing company. Don't wait. Get on the schedule with Shamrock Roofing and Construction now for quality and peace of mind. One call does it all. Shamrock Roofing and Construction. Call 479-319-5100.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
It's what a girl wants. Had all the needs, the needs, all the needs, all the needs. Stay up all night talking, love here in the morning. Jack will have chillin', everything will be just fine. Lines in contact, overseas, please come back. Get the contact when you're late, take your time.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All guests join us on the McClarty Daniel hotline. We have with us James Teague. Every Friday is with us, former Arkansas pitcher and member of the Teague Law Firm. And a little bit earlier than usual today, James. Really appreciate that. How are you today?
I'm good. We're right in the middle of some negotiations and mediation. We took a little lunch break, so it worked out.
Little lunch break just to talk some baseball, right? So what's
Exactly.
more pressure, working in the courtroom, mediation, or pitching in the NCAA tournament?
Well, if you mess up a mediation, you've really just got one person mad at you. That's the client. But if you go out there and you walk the first three batters, you've got about 15,000 people mad at you, and that's just in the building. So probably a little more pressure even being on the mound, I would guess.
I like the way that you framed it there. It's not necessarily pressure you put on yourself in that case. I guess the first couple of rounds that you appeared in NCAA tournament games were on the road. You had the Charlottesville Regional in 2014 and then the Stillwater Regional in 15. But then you guys played here, of course, at Baum against Missouri State. How did that make it? Did that add pressure? Did you feel pressure from that comparatively to playing two regionals on the road?
Not so much. There was definitely a lot more hype when you're at home. I mean, I remember coming out as a starter on that Sunday game of the Super Regional, and you could feel the energy. I always tell people there was almost like a little bit of a slow clap walking out of the bullpen, towards the mound, and we were on that same side that they're on now. And it was just, you have a little bit more juice, you got a little bit more energy, you've got your home crowd, you're there starting, so there's a little bit more pressure that you feel, but there's also a lot more positive energy that you're feeling as well. So I think there's just some give and take there.
Hey, James, how does things change when you have a regular season vibe, then all of a sudden it's into a tournament where, and I know everything matters during the season, but now everything's amplified a little bit. How does kind of the attention to detail and the daily process change for these Hogs getting ready for this tournament?
I think the biggest difference is just the leashes are not quite as long. You know, if someone's having an off day, you know, it's kind of the next guy mentality. It's not the situation, well, you know, he's a star, we're going to let him figure it out. You know, we need him throughout the season. No, we need you right now. So it's kind of a come out and play, or it's going to be the next guy up. I think you'll see some shorter leashes out of the bullpen, and I think, you know, maybe you'll see more pinch hitting if guys have had a couple strikeouts and haven't looked great. But, you know, it's do or die. I think the coaches know that, the players know that, and the players just have to go out and just perform and prepare as they have the whole year and just, you know, do what they know how to do.
Is it more about mental right now than anything that you can do physically? You know, by this point, everybody's they've only played 2 games in the last 2 weeks. You know, you can practice, you can, you know, stand in front of a mirror, work on your mechanics, whatever you need to do, and stay in the routines and everything. But is it more about mental right now than anything else?
I think it is. I think we got to get through that first inning, you know, for the starters. And, you know, we got Molina going today. I think that the best feeling is when you come out in that first inning and you just throw one, you know, about as hard as you can, and it goes to the spot, or it goes close to the spot that you're looking at, and then you can take that deep breath of, like, that's the feel, that's that game feel, that's the hype that I've been feeling and thinking about that is now being, you know, represented in an in-game situation. And I think you just got to feel that once or twice and then just take off from there.
Hey, James, I'm excited for Molina. I think he's proven he's definitely earned the right to start this game. Is there any way Hagen Smith doesn't start game 2? And who's the first pitcher off the bench today?
I think it's really going to depend on the circumstances and depend on the situation. You know, I think Hagen Smith is definitely going to start game 2. I think that's about a given. I think the question kind of becomes, you know, how short of a leash does he get? And how long do they let him go if he's starting to struggle? I think we can see Gage. I think if he doesn't go very long, I think we're going to see Gage Wood and try to get some extended relief out of him. I think if he can go deeper into the game, then we're going to get deeper into some of those background bullpen guys.
Yeah. So Molina as the starter is no surprise because he's looked really good the last 2 games in relief. But he's a starting pitcher, you know, and he even talked about just maybe trying to take more of the mentality he took to the mound as a reliever as a starter. There is that difference between being a starter and a reliever, and I mean, I guess he's got to find a way to do that today.
Yeah, I'd like to see him take that same aggressive approach that he had as a reliever. We talked about this last week a little bit, and put that into practice as a starter to say, look, I'm going to give you 4 or 5 good innings. I'm not trying to give you 7. I'm not necessarily trying to give you 8. But I'm going to be aggressive for 4 or 5 innings, and that's where my best stuff is going to come out, where I can help the team the most.
Yeah, and with all the talk about pitching, you know, I feel like, and this is no disrespect to Hayden Dow, the young man who's pitching today for Southeast Missouri, or their pitching staff, but if you're the SEC West Division champions and you're playing at home on a Friday regional against an OVC tournament champion, you should be able to score some runs, shouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think SEMO is, you know, they're no slouch, but at the same time, you know, it's not going to be the degree that we've seen, you know, week in, week out in SEC conference play. So, I mean, offensively, I think if we can put some up early, that's going to take a little bit of pressure off them. They are. Let's compete. Let's get 4 or 5 good innings, and then turn it over to the next guy.
All right. James, let's leave it there, man. I know you got a lot going on, and I appreciate you taking some time off between negotiation rounds to talk a little baseball with us. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll previewing a super regional next week.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. Good to talk to you guys.
You got it. James Teague, former Arkansas pitcher, member of the Teague Law Firm. He is with us each Friday during the baseball season on Halftime. Of course, the Teague Law Firm's been around for nearly 30 years, the best of Northwest Arkansas, helping your family and your friends through tough times. They'll help with criminal law, family law matters. They can help with anything dealing with estate needs, or as you just heard, James can help with mediation. You can call James at 479-877-1688. online at Teague-law.com. It's the Teague Law Firm. If they can't help you, they'll talk baseball. And if you want to do that with us right now, we'll open the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. We'll be back right after this.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones who are making a difference in big and small ways every day, to those who are helping create better tomorrows. We appreciate everything you do, and we're proud to work alongside you. Because
this video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations. Call or text the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McClarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McClarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McClarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McClarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all summer sports, from Major League Baseball, golf, to the NBA and NHL playoff stats. They've got all the latest stats, news, and scores available to follow your favorite teams. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business, on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when he does, people will try and hide their faces from him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how the spiritual world renders this an immaterial world. I'm Pastor A from Woodland. Read about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Colin Ray Drive in DeQueen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
It show my face and remind me. Babe, this is right. But if you ever try, honestly, I'm fine with keeping my.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
It's always like semi-entertains me when they, so when they do a great job of entertaining fans at Razorback baseball games. I mean, I think they really do good work with this, and I can't pay that close attention to it because we only have 1-minute breaks between innings. But they do good things here. It's entertaining, but once it's the NCAA tournament, everything that they do here has to be washed away, and then it's all done by the NCAA, and they create their own entertainment. So they do a whole bunch of what year was it, and that's entertaining. Forrest Gump won Best Picture. I think I only saw one other of those things that they. Oh yeah, Amazon.com latched onto, as it said, the internet landscape. What year was this?
Is it 96?
I think it was 96.
Yeah.
See, you already are having fun in a baseball way, Matt.
Yeah, that
you
was
didn't even realize you were.
The Olympics in Atlanta that year, I think Barcelona was 92. That's when the seed got planted for Luka Doncic and all this just worldwide. I mean, 92 had something to do with it, I think, kind of putting basketball on a global stage, seeing all these.
Look at you segueing onto your NBA finals that start next week.
Well, I just asked C Basketball in here. I said, hey, man, how much of that basketball game did you watch last night? Because about halftime, I turned it off.
Those are his boys. He's better watch the whole thing.
Game was over.
I'm glad.
They got 10-run ruled. You could see Minnesota. They didn't show up. It was like they won that one game to save embarrassment from getting swept. They did not show up.
The whole team feeds off Luka, so when he comes out and plays that well.
I sent you a text, one word.
Yes, Luka.
Luka's just shooting.
It's the last I heard from you last night. I was watching something else.
That's because Luka's an assassin. Nobody heard it. He shot the lights out, man. There was no electricity going on anymore.
I started a show yesterday called Outer Range with Josh Brolin. It's pretty good. Watch a couple episodes of it. So I'm glad all I need is to see the term Luka come on my phone from you, and I know what's going on. I don't need to turn anything on at that point. You were reporting to me. And by the way, C. Roundball didn't want a tight game. There's no way he wanted a close ball game.
Oh no, I was relaxed in after the first quarter. I mean, I just did not think they were going to come back. I thought
Minnesota would put up a better fight at home. They lost all 3 of those games at home, C Unit. That's just number 1 defensive team in all of NBA. They did not show up last night.
The Minnesota defense wasn't there really.
Well, I think they had to put so much into beating Denver.
I think they were just happy not to get.
They
swept.
match up better with Denver with Aaron Gordon and Jokic. You know, those are two guys that you match up better with, Towns and Gobert. I was excited to see Towns play a little better. I thought the last couple games than earlier because he's super talented. He kind of lacks. He's got that Trevin Brazil thing going on. He's just not as aggressive as you'd like for him to be. But you can't make somebody be somebody they're not. But you would like to see Towns just be a little more aggressive. Go to work, big fella down there. But he likes to float around. But it was good. It was the last couple games I saw him attack the hoop a little more.
Hey, I just typed up the guy's name. I didn't realize who it is. C. Roundball knows who Nico Harrison is. General manager of the Dallas Mavericks. They would not be where they are without the trade for P.J. Washington and for Daniel Gafford.
Yes, sir.
And they drafted Lively too, which was huge.
3 main contributors. P.J. Washington and Gafford are starters. I mean, and really, You know your role. Let's talk about knowing your role. PJ Washington, your role is to go get in that corner and make open threes. And he struggles. He's kind of 50-50 on that, and then play defense. You know, Gafford, your role is to protect the rim and rebound and catch lobs. Those are two guys that are starters you don't run a single play for. Just in the development of the offense, you know your role, and then it's the Luka and Kyrie show.
And Lively got smacked in the head again.
I saw that, yeah.
You know what C-round ball is really for the next probably 2 weeks? Because he's a baseball guy, too. He's a former baseball player. I mean, he loves his Arkansas baseball, too. Now he's got his team in the NBA Finals, hopefully a super regional next week. Yes. C-nervous. That's what he is.
Next Thursday.
He needs to be C-medicated.
My Cubs are on a slump, though.
Well, he's got Asher for that.
I'm okay.
Why are you even worried about Major League Baseball right now?
I'm not really.
You got NBA Finals, you got NCAA tournament, you got baseball transfer portal and everything. Don't worry about Major League Baseball just yet. It's not even June.
I'll take one title a year with any of my teams, and I'm happy.
Oh, that's not being selfish.
But I want the Razorbacks to make it too. But
isn't that very generous? I'll take one title a year for my teams. That's all I need. Just one championship a year. That's all. You sound like a Yankee fan. Brent in Searcy is up with us on the McClarty Daniel hotline. Hey, Brent, what's going on?
Oh, Phil, it's baseball day in Fayetteville. That's all I can say. It's the NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there because I battled COVID all week. Got it last Thursday from going to my brother-in-law's Arkansas Waterfowl Hall of Fame induction. So I'm not going to be there, but I'm going to be watching and listening. Feeling much better.
That's good to hear.
Let's go, Hogs. Hey, Phil.
Yes.
What time do you get to the park? When we make it next weekend, I want to try to meet you before you go up in see you again before you go up in the booth. How early do you get to the stadium?
Well, we got to give that kind of information off the air here. Otherwise, there's going to be like a throng of people waiting to, get in between you and me with our handshake and our conversation, Brent. We can't just give that kind of information just willy-nilly over the airwaves here. First pitch is at 2 o'clock. I'm usually there by 11. But, if we're hosting a radio show, then you get here a little bit earlier than that, and then all bets are off. Okay. Are we having a social hour, Brent? Are we having a social hour? You want to talk about the game?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the game. Here we got Mason Molina. What are we looking for from him? 5 good?
I would hope you get 5 innings at the very least, truthfully, but I don't think you'd tell him, hey, go give us 5 innings. Say, hey, go get these guys this inning out, and then we'll worry about the next inning.
And I just want us to knock the guys in from on base. That's all I want. I'm not asking for bombs away. I just want to make score when we have scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I want a couple runs on the first 2 innings just to break some of the tension, Brent. Just to break some of the tension, just to get the good feelings flowing. A scoreless top of the first inning. I mean, like a nice, easy, clean, maybe 9 to 10 pitch first inning from Mason Molina. Couple of guys. I don't know what the lineup looks like yet, but in the next hour I will get a couple guys on base in the first inning, drive them both in. Hey, I'll take one in the first and one in the second, and let the good feelings go from there.
Hey, I like what Phil was talking here. That's great.
Yeah, I'm just trying to talk these things into existence, Brent, because, you try to be optimistic about things. You try to act like, hey, this can actually happen in this game today. And in the world of college baseball, so often we are proven otherwise. This is a really difficult sport to predict. Good to hear from you, Brent. Thank you very much. Greg in Farmington next up. Hey, Greg, thanks for the call. How are you?
Hey, guys, man, I am so tickled pink for Dallas, Gafford, Luka. I wasn't a fan in the beginning of the Kyrie era, but I've kind of grown to appreciate the guy because he's got us on the edge of the promised land. So, hey, I'm Mavericks all the way. I think they can handle Boston. So I'm going to stand on that branch. And as far as the Razorbacks, I think the Hogs take it in 3.
All right. That's a good prediction. I mean, I could see that. I don't think there's any doubt. I could see that. I think this team could win this regional 3-0. No, I don't like the term like easy regional or anything like that. I just see this as it's not as challenging of a regional as Arkansas faced, I think, in either of the last two that they've hosted. Thinking 2021, in which Nebraska was the scariest team, and they were pretty good. That was a good Nebraska ball club that pushed Arkansas to the very limit. And then last year coming in, obviously TCU was really good. That's evident. They didn't just win the regional here. They got to the College World Series and had a pretty good showing there. I don't see that out of either of the other three teams that are here. I think they're good. I think they're good. I don't see them as the sort of teams that should win a road regional in front of a crowd like this. That doesn't mean I'm going to be right about this either, because you never know with this sport. You just never know.
I like what you said earlier as far as if we can find a way to get a couple runs, or you don't want to start trailing anywhere in the first 4 innings. And so that leaves Molina out there. If you can score 2 or 3 runs, and so the first time somebody gets on base, you're not sending somebody all of a sudden to the bullpen and worried about it. If you can get a couple runs early, if you could get 3 runs in the first 4 innings, you'd feel really good about it.
And it could take some of the pressure off Molina, because what the pressure is on for this team. The pressure isn't necessarily on the batters and the hitters to produce. It's on the pitchers to keep them in the game until the lineup starts producing, which generally in the SEC this year has been 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th innings. If that's the kind of team you have, well, then you got to have your pitchers keep you in ball games. You can't be down 3-0. You can't be down 5-1 routinely. They haven't been. That's one of the reasons that they went 20-10 in the SEC. Yes, there were a couple of comebacks here and there, where they were in every single game that was tight to the 5th and 6th inning, and then the bullpen took over. They were dominant, and they had just enough hits and took advantage of just enough mistakes to go 20-10.
I'm with you. If we can have less than 2 errors in this tournament, I think we can win. It's pitching and defense. You're keeping them off the board, and so make sure you make those basic and routine plays and limit the mistakes you make out in the field. And there's nothing worse, Phil, than trying to get that 4th out in an inning when you had 3 that you could have just done it the simple way.
Reading a couple of texts here on the McLarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Ball Hog in Conway says he's really excited to get the regional going. He hopes the weather holds off. I think it's going to. It looks like it might be okay for right now, but again, in 2.5 hours, we'll see if that changes very much. Lengthy tweet, lengthy texts, pretty much to say good luck. Thank you very much, Ball Hog. And Ryan wanted to know, what kind of hat are you wearing today, Matt? What hat is that?
Yesterday I had my Little Rock Rangers. This is a North Face. It's a running hat. Yeah, it's a breathable. It's one of those.
You sure there's a few wins in that hat?
Man, I see a 3-0.
What'd you wear the Sunday that you were here for the Arkansas
Little Rock
Mississippi
Rangers
State game?
Little Rock Rangers.
Okay.
No. I wore
the green Razorback hat.
I wore my green Razorback hat on Saturday, and we took an L. I wore my Little Rock Rangers hat on Sunday, and we got the dub.
All right. Well, we'll see if that's the right bandana, too. Bandana hat combination. Maybe that's what it is. It's got to be the right bandana hat combination. It's got to be something like that. Here's Eduardo, who... Eduardo, is the recipe in the oven now, or do you wait until the game starts to get the recipe in the oven?
And how much tartar sauce?
Well, gentlemen, it's in the oven right now, and I'm starting to smell it. I couldn't be happier than Molina feed the man the ball, because he's hot right now, and how important is momentum? Steam. And I hope that ball has steam when it comes across the plate today. I hope that fastball is, let's just say that is whipping. And if it is, we're going to win this regional. I'm going to call it at 3. And how great is that to host at home, to have an opportunity, whoever we face in a super regional, to go back, to compete for a national championship. How great is that? And I said yesterday, and I'm going to live up to what I said, show me a better 1-2 punch in a country than Hagen Smith
and Mr. Molina, because Molina is starting to heat up that ball.
I think he's starting to heat that ball up too. And right now, I mean, it's really not a 1-2 punch. It's a 2-1 punch because Molina's the number 2 guy. You know, Arkansas is one of a few teams that's pitching off today. It looks like Tennessee is throwing, you know, basically their bullpen against Northern Kentucky. That's what Arkansas did, I think, is what it felt like they did against NJIT in 2021. They started Caleb Bolden, and, you know, he was out in the second inning. So, yeah, it's more of a 2-1 punch here, and I think it's key for Molina to pitch well, even if Arkansas wins. You don't want this to turn into a slugfest because this does not need to be a game where the coaches feel pressed to throw into the game as somebody like a Gage Wood just to stabilize things. Because in the perfect situation here, Molina goes out, gives you 5 to 6 good innings. By then, hopefully, you've got something like, what you would think is a comfortable lead. The idea that you're going to need to use a couple of relievers, maybe 2 or 3 relievers twice this weekend, that's legit. So maybe today's a day that you're throwing Gackle for an inning, maybe not any longer than that. Again, this is like the perfect situation. Fouch for an inning, and maybe you save somebody to throw behind Hagen Smith on Saturday. And then Gage Wood's ready to be the starting pitcher for the evening game Sunday. And again, that's in a perfect world. Things don't always go perfectly. Not in this sport, not in any of them. So I'm just hoping that they can fit to some kind of a script that sounds just like that. Updating some scores that have gotten underway. Kentucky's already ahead 3-0 against Western Michigan in the second inning. That is my brother-in-law's athletics department. My brother-in-law, Dan Bartholomew, is the athletics director at Western Michigan. He wanted all the information on Kentucky baseball last night. And yes, this morning he said, yep, you're pretty much right about the antics and the fuzzy hats and the dugouts. And also that they put a lot of pressure on teams. So they're already up 3-0. Florida State 2-0 over Stetson in the third. Wofford ahead 2-0 on LSU in the third inning. And Coastal Carolina in the second inning leading Vandy 5-0. So maybe a couple of scores there involving SEC teams that certainly seem like surprises. Hey, don't forget, roll into the season with WT Equipment. You get ready to roll with strong savings on hay tools, compact and mid-range tractors, even large commercial-grade hay equipment. 0% financing for up to 48 months on hay tools, 60 months on mid-range tractors, and up to 72 months on compacts. Or buy now and save $5,000, $10,000 or more in cash back. That's a WT Equipment. Offers end June 30th. We'll wrap up hour number 1 of halftime right after this.
The Cal era is here. Championship Under Construction is brought to you by Limburg Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimburgTeam.com.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, the Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. Don't forget to shop for Father's Day at the Solid Rock.
Let's see. Leaky faucet Tuesday. Water flooding the yard. Better put that down for the middle of the month when the bills aren't due.
Honey, what are you doing?
Planning our plumbing problems, of course.
You can't plan our plumbing problems, but you should plan our plumber.
What do you mean?
Like all important contacts, I keep Westark Plumbing in my phone. They're always there when we need them, and they don't overcharge since they know we don't plan our plumbing problems. Here, honey, here's their number.
646-5151. Thanks, babe.
Westark Plumbing. We keep you flowing.
Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing has everything you need for your favorite activities. Our knowledgeable staff will be glad to help you with the current specials and our new arrivals of must-have bourbons and whiskeys. Hit the cooler for some of the coldest beer in town or choose from our large selection of amazing wines. Order online or call ahead Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing. Barrels and Brews, voted best of the best in Fort Smith. It will put a smile on your face.
Superior Siding and Windows have been improving homes in Fort Smith and the River Valley for over 44 years. Whether your need is siding, vinyl windows, doors, gutters, or metal roofing, Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding has AAA rating with Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888. 7888.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come Get You Some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the state. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Dallas Street Dental. Refuse to compromise when it comes to replacing missing teeth. Dr. Bill Ligon at Dallas Street Dental can make your smile look, feel, and function almost exactly the way it did before you lost any teeth. In some cases, even better. Dental implants function like your natural teeth and make it possible for you to enjoy those juicy steaks this grilling season. Look younger and smile with confidence with dental implants from Dallas Street Dental. Schedule your free implant consultation today at 479-452-6600.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
No fun, my baby. No fun. No fun, my baby. No fun. No fun to hang around, feeling that same old way. No fun to hang around, freak out for another day.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
Oh, let's head right to the McLarty Daniel hotline as I see the Southeast Missouri Red Hawk players beginning to enter into the third base dugout. Looks like they may be trying to hit on the field. Arkansas is taking batting practice starting right about now in the Fowler Center, and it's getting darker here by the moment at Baum-Walker. Bobby is on the McLarty Daniel hotline. He is right outside Baum-Walker Stadium right now. Bobby, are you out on the hog pen line?
No, sir. I'm over here at the Ruby Q tailgate, and the pork chops are coming off the grill. Come on out and get you one.
Oh, that sounds really good. I could almost smell them right here in the radio booth. But I'm going to have to take a right turn to go talk with Dave Van Horn once I get off the air here, Bobby. So you'll have to get the pork chops for me. I appreciate that, though. How are they? How many people you got with you right now at the
we got about 10 at this set of tents, and then there's about a dozen down at the other set of tents. So I
want to say, like, one of the reasons I want to see this team win this regional and win a super regional is so you go out with a bang. I know this is the last year you're going to be a season ticket holder here, so I'd like your last game here to be a win.
That would be fun. Let me tell you, I think we're right about 80% on my odds for us to get to Omaha. We've got a good path, and we play at home if we keep winning. I'm still at about 10% of winning when we get to Omaha, and I want to remind people of what the situation is. You know, in basketball, we got real excited when we beat Kansas. We got real excited when we beat a number 1 seed like Gonzaga, and we should have got excited. The problem with baseball is you beat them once, you're going to have to turn around and maybe have to beat them again. And that's why it's so hard to win when you get up to Omaha.
That's right. I mean, that's one of the things about a regional that makes it hard, too. Is you're going to have to play, you know, the team that you play Friday, you may play again on Sunday. And maybe by then they've gotten their bats going. The team you play
or they have another starter rested so they can turn around and start that person against you. But this weather kind of looks even more intelligent with Dave Van Horn not starting Hagen Smith until tomorrow, because you don't want to have him pitch 2 innings and then get wasted for rain delay. So again, the master has figured it out right.
Agreed. Now, if he could just ensure something about us actually starting on time at 2:00 and playing 9 innings without a break, because I don't know what to believe when I'm looking at the radar right now. It looks like it could start firing up at 2:00, or it might just disappear to our north around 2:00. But we may be on the edge.
I think there are equal chances of rain or having it just scoot around us and play. And remember, these guys that have been saying that it's going to rain all day are the same ones that said it was going to rain Tuesday night, all day Wednesday, and all day Thursday. And we didn't get much rain.
That's why they call it a chance. We should never have 100%.
Exactly.
Never have 100%. Always leave the slightest bit of doubt. Hey, Bobby, I appreciate the phone call. It's good to hear from you. And, let's win for the team, and let's win for you, too, okay?
Let's go, baby. Thanks.
You got it. It's good to hear from Bobby. Not hog-noxious just yet. He'll be working on the persona once he gets into the ballpark. Calls and texts on the McLarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. We're into the second hour. The regional is 2 hours away, and halftime is back right after this.
Drive a compact SUV that has more style, power, and technology with the 2023 Buick Envision at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get 1.9% financing for 60 months on remaining 2023 Buick Envisions. Or choose up to $3,500 in factory discounts. The Buick Envision, it's all about you and designed to inspire. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Pay attention. This happens fast. You need money. You get a job. Turns out that job doesn't pay near enough for the nonsense it puts you through every day. You want to move fast, but the clock moves slow. You're smart, though. You know machines. You want to work at a place as fast as you. You call Medley Equipment Company. They need a technician, and they'll teach you everything you need to know to be the best, with pay raises all along. Because Medley keeps you moving.
I'm Branch Manager Dennis Mabry. Visit medleycompany.com or see us at 4001 Harper Avenue, Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill Bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Thill.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey and Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, cloudy skies, occasional showers and thunderstorms. Our high temperatures today will be in the low to mid 70s. Showers and thunderstorms will continue tonight, overnight low mid 60s. Partly sunny, a chance of showers, a few scattered thunderstorms, especially early on Saturday. Our high temperatures will be into the low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 90 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that would respect you. Smith, I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Well, Jones, man, take it to the house. The dunk.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moth at halftime.
Even one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Well, look at that. They've opened the gates. Welcome back here on halftime into our ESPN Arkansas studios. I'm Phil Elson, Baum-Walker Stadium. I'm sitting in the radio booth. Matt Jones and C. Maverick are holding down our ESPN Arkansas studios. And now's the moment. Those folks, Matt Jones, that have been sitting on Razorback Road for the last 3 or 4 days, who have been camping out, who have had the tents out, had the generators running, been cooking for dozens of people, playing poker late into the evening. It's all paid off now because now they have opened the gates of the Hog Pen. They have opened the gates at Baum-Walker Stadium, and it's all paid off for those in the front of that line because now they get their front. It's not even a row. They just get to be belly up against the wrought iron railing or up against the fence in left field. So congratulations to those fans. This is the moment they've waited all week for. Not baseball, for those gates to open.
How exciting. Yeah, a little atmosphere going on. It's going to be electric. How much do you think it changes when the home team – well, how many Arkansas fans will stay and watch the next game? Is that a common thing?
I mean, it's common. You get a lot of folks who stay around, but it's nowhere near the kind of crowd that you get for the Razorback game. I'll stay around for it because I want to watch this. Yeah,
I would stay around to watch because it's not that it would be, but my mind would be I want to look at the other team. It's almost like a scout. You want to kind of see what they got going on. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's also an ability to not. I think this is another reason why you pick the first game, independently of the weather, is so that you're not worried about watching the game in front of you as your guys are showing up at the ballpark and preparing for a game, for a night game. I think you want to play the first game, and then you want to scout whoever it is that you may end up playing in the second game, and that's whether you win or you lose. So I think it's the right choice either way, weather or no weather. But, I would say, I don't know, maybe there'll be a couple thousand that stay around. I mean, it's noticeably kind of comparatively empty. It just, some of it depends on the teams that are playing and the kind of crowds that they're bringing, their own fans that are coming. And I think La Tech and K-State will bring some fans. La Tech's got a good baseball fan base. Man, I remember being there at the Love Shack in 2021 I think they had like 5,000 people at those games. They'll sell tickets. I'll bet you La Tech is bringing some people with them here, and I'll bet you it'll be a pretty good atmosphere. I don't know much about K-State's baseball fan base, but it's not that far of a drive, and I mean, it's part of the postseason. So it's one of the things I do enjoy is watching the two other teams that are here and their fan bases and everything. And, you know, last year TCU had a decent showing. Barely anybody from Arizona was here. I think you'll get a better showing today from opposing fans.
I think at La Tech as a baseball school, I think if you go to La Tech and play baseball, I think you're pretty good at your craft, and so that's a team I think that if you're not careful with, I mean that Kansas State La Tech game, I think it's a coin flip game. It could go either way.
Well, and it's two teams that go at the game in completely different ways, at least offensively. I'm interested to see K-State and their and just their style of baseball, a little more like Kentucky, bunts, hit and runs. Stolen bases. Should be fun. But, you know, it'll be a lot more fun after an Arkansas win. There's no doubt about that. Let's talk to Robert in Fort Smith on the McLarty Daniel hotline. Hey, Robert, how you doing today?
Hey, guys. You know, I want to agree with Bobby, though, about getting to Omaha once you get to Omaha because you got to play a different style of ball, I think. Because like you were just talking about, Kentucky, they're not afraid to steal third base. They'll take it. And if you mess up, it's going to cost you. I'm not just talking about Arkansas. Anybody plays in there. And the long ball, you know as well as I do, you're not going to be punching them out every couple of batters in fair trade. It doesn't happen. And I think you really have to learn how to manufacture runs, you know, where you get those strings of hits, singles, doubles. And, you know, that's why I think Omaha is it's a whole nother factor. You don't have all them fans yelling for you and hitting them out all the time. And you know, I just want to see what maybe your thoughts are. So I have a good one, guys.
I also feel, Robert, there have been times where Dave has started to want to lean in that direction of how to manage the game and manage his team offensively, is to go a little more in that small ball direction. But in order to do that, and Dave talks about this a lot, you know, you can't be down 5 or 6 runs. That's kind of what happened against South Carolina, and you know it happened against A&M in the last game of that series. There have been some moments where it feels like they want to go small ball, but haven't felt like they've had the right opportunity to do it. And I hope you don't need to play small ball to score runs against Southeast Missouri, against Hayden Dow, a pitcher that allowed nearly a 278 batting average and a lot of extra base hits, pitching in the Ohio Valley Conference. I hope you don't need small ball to win today, or really to win this regional. You might, and there's no doubt you'll need once you get to Omaha. If you do, you got to be able to do those things. Got to be able to do those things. And I don't know if we've seen this team do it on a consistent basis yet. That's still one aspect, is the idea of in situations where they have tried to play small ball, just the simple act of moving a runner from second to third base with nobody out has been a chore at times, or getting down the bunt. They haven't necessarily succeeded trying to play small ball too often, but I hope they don't have to do that today. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on the McLarty Daniel hotline. We don't have any guests this hour. Clay Henry's coming up at the top of the hour to talk with Matt for a couple of segments as we take you into the Learfield pregame right at 1:30 on most of our ESPN Arkansas affiliates. Even if we've got a rain delay, we'll start the broadcast at 1:30 and just kind of go from there. So it is getting darker here by the moment, but then on the other hand, I mean, they're getting the field ready for Southeast Missouri batting practice. So I don't think they would get the field prepared for BP if it was going to rain any moment here, or if there was lightning in the 10-mile radius. So at least for the time being, and we got 2 hours before first pitch. For the time being, it's okay at Baum-Walker Stadium.
Yep, we got a Champions League final tomorrow at 2:00. Oh my goodness, Real Madrid and Dortmund. That's gonna be pretty cool. I see Florida State's up 3-1 on Stetson, and then Vanderbilt's getting beat right now by Coastal Carolina. Are you surprised at that one?
I don't know too much about Coastal Carolina, but I don't trust Vanderbilt. I really don't.
Yeah.
They've had too many
Yeah.
injuries this year. They've had trouble scoring runs. I don't trust them too much. And Coastal's coach, I think, is going out. I think he's retiring. So I think they've got a little bit of extra, oomph to play for. And LSU still down 2-0 against Wofford in the fourth inning. I mean, that's been everybody's kind of
Cinderella.
sexy Cinderella, right? I hate referring to LSU as a Cinderella. I mean, they won the national championship last year, and even if they had 2 bad years in a row, I'd have a lot of trouble calling LSU baseball any kind of a Cinderella. But that they have been a sexy choice to get out of that region and even to get to Omaha. Heck, I picked them to win that region, so it's taken a little bit of time. And I guess Wofford's one of those teams that, if you don't research all the teams in the tournament, you might not know too much about them. Matt, in football, yesterday at the SEC meetings, and this is not just in the SEC, it's now we're starting to preview what the first 3 weeks of the season are going to look like as far as television is concerned. I meant to bring it up yesterday, but we got into other things. We know about the kickoff time of UAPB, 6:30. The Oklahoma State game will be an 11 o'clock morning game, and that'll be televised on ABC. I think it's opposite Texas and Michigan, which will air on Fox. So for those, I don't think you want to miss Texas and Michigan.
The big noon kickoff, yeah.
Yeah, that's a game that at home you probably have the split screen going on or just flipping back and forth. Because I think Arkansas, Oklahoma State ought to be a really good game too, Matt. And I like having, it means we start our pregame at 8 in the morning, which means we get to the football stadium at 6. And I don't think there are many hotel rooms available in Stillwater, so I don't know if I'm even going to sleep the night before.
Yeah, the earliest kickoff really is 2 o'clock. That 1 o'clock is what you like, but yeah, 11 o'clock, you go get it, man. I'm excited to see this offense because it was bad last year. So you kind of get just to see something new in the first game, and then Oklahoma State. That's a good litmus test, man. That's going to kind of tell you where you are. It's going to show if you have any deficiencies. Shows what you're good at. It's a good test early. To get you ready. I mean, there's no cakes in SEC play, Phil. You know that, and so to play Oklahoma State out of conference, that's a big time game.
And it's also on ABC. I guess this might be. No, they'll show one the week before, but it's one of the first SEC only telecasts on ABC. They're taking over the CBS contract and taking over essentially. I mean, what did I see? The ESPN PR email came out today. There will be over 1,000 college football games this season on all of the ESPN platforms, which includes Plus. And every single SEC game is on an ESPN branded platform. That's why I see Texas and Michigan. They're playing on Fox. I would assume that's because Fox gets home games, or at least got the first pick if that's a home game for a Big Ten school. Maybe it's different if Michigan were playing that in Austin.
Well, and as far as early in the season, Phil, Oklahoma State's not necessarily known as this defensive school. So you'll be able to see. Hopefully, you'll be able to see this offense move the ball a little bit, and a lot of times the first couple games, it's attention to detail. It's not jumping off sides. It's not getting unwarranted penalties. You know there's going to be some effort penalties that happen, but limit your mistakes those first 2 or 3 games, because you'll see some teams give some games away, and I think if Arkansas can do that early, that'll give us a good chance. Because Oklahoma State's not going to be that much more talented than us. If you're going to look at the kids on the rosters on both sides, I don't know that Oklahoma State's just going to it's going to be pretty even. So it's going to be up to us.
Hey, make sure you get in your bets on Bet Saracen before first pitch of Arkansas Southeast Missouri today. The Hogs are favored by 4.5 runs, minus 750 on the money line. There are a few prop bets you can take advantage of as well. First pitch is 2:06. So get on your Bet Saracen app today before 2:06. Get the bets in on not just Arkansas, but all the other games that have first pitch about 2:06. Bet Saracen works on your Apple iPhone. Just download from the App Store, Google Play. For Android users, you can use any web browser as well. BetSaracen.com. We'll be back with more halftime in just a moment.
ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app is live at the 2024 Fayetteville Regional. Exclusive coverage is presented by Mock Legal Solutions. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Arvest Bank. Arvest is ready to help. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations. Call or text the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McClarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McCarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McCarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McCarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all summer sports, from Major League Baseball, golf, to the NBA and NHL playoff stats. They've got all the latest stats, news, and scores available to follow your favorite teams. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business, on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Madonna has gone from like a virgin to like a surgeon. You can try to nip and tuck from the curse of sin, but eventually death is going to win. God will do major surgery on this sin-filled world, and when he does, people will try and hide their faces from him. Even plastic Christians won't be exempt. Look up Isaiah chapter 2 and see how the spiritual world renders this an immaterial world. I'm Pastor Abe from Woodland. Read about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
You talk about yourself with me. Watch it as the stars disappear to nothing. The day the world is over, oh, we'll be lying in bed. Oh, you like a baby. When the city falls, we will rise, the building crumble, blow down and
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Stuart Norcell is on our McClarty Daniel Hotline at the moment. He is from Brett Sarazin, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. First day of the NCAA baseball tournament, Stuart. I'm imagining, since the pitching matchups were announced, kind of later in the day yesterday, there might have been more of a flurry in the late afternoon and the early evening as far as sports bettors and the NCAA baseball tournament.
Yeah, it's been real heavy, especially with all 32 games happening, opening games happening today. We've had some real heavy wagering on the College World Series, and it continues.
So often there's, we say that you're gonna put your money down quite often based upon who the starting pitchers are. I think there were a couple of games where neither team announced a starting pitcher. I think Vanderbilt didn't announce a starting pitcher in their game, and neither did their opponent, Coastal Carolina. So in that kind of a situation, how do you make odds?
You pretty much have to look at the team records and their records in key games, and you can pretty much come up with a pretty accurate idea of where it needs to fall.
Yeah, I would count those as stay-away games. If I don't know who the starting pitcher is, I'd probably stay away if I could.
Yeah, the trend is even away from starting pitchers in Major League Baseball as well. They're just kind of, a lot of times the games are priced just on the teams themselves and not on who the starting pitchers is. And most 90% of the time, that's pretty accurate. I think you just have to. There's a few standout pitchers that you want to know when they're playing, but the rest of them are come pretty close to the mean average. So it's not as big a factor unless it's one of the all-star guys.
Arkansas favored -4.5, and that's without Hagen Smith as the starting pitcher. Is there a number of runs that you generally say, let's say like the home team in basketball or in football, generally gets 3 points? If you're the pitcher that led the nation in ERA, how many runs is that usually worth as far as an over/under, as far as a betting line is concerned?
Well, a lot of that has to do with how much you think that they're going to score against the other team as well. A guy like Hagen Smith, you're basically assuming that he's going to give up one or fewer runs probably in the game, and then you have to figure out what you think Arkansas is going to score to come up with a differential on that. And that usually has to do with the where the money line is too, at -750 on Arkansas. They're very, very, very strong favorite in that game, and the public basically figures that that's pretty much a gimme game for Arkansas.
Well, it's bat and ball time, really. I mean, there's Major League Baseball that you could put that you can always bet on Bet Sarazin. Then there's the college baseball tournament. You get the Women's College World Series, minor league baseball as well. I mean, that's probably outside of basketball. If we're just looking at American professional sports, I guess the NHL playoffs too. Baseball's where it's at right now.
Yeah, we got the NBA finals starting in a few days as well. So I mean, there's still a lot of different opportunities, but baseball is pretty much front and center stage at this point, and people are warming up to the baseball. It's been pretty solid numbers across the board on baseball.
Talk to me about where the industry is on a topic that was raised yesterday at the SEC meetings, which are availability reports. Now, I think there's an interesting choice of word there. It's not injury reports. Pardon me. It's availability reports. And I think maybe that word is the way that they try to get around HIPAA in this situation. And obviously this has to be something that the gambling industry wants, because then you get more accurate lines.
No, absolutely, and it's been pretty much a written in stone policy with the professional leagues, and the major college conferences have fallen pretty much into line too. They realize that their money's being driven in large part by gaming and the gaming industry. You're more likely to show up and attend a game or whatever else if you have some action on it, and they realize that all these things are tied together. And I think in this era, of more information is better. There's more information available to the average person than there's ever been before, and it keeps growing.
But I also think, there's the idea of what is the information that is most pertinent when it comes to gambling. It isn't the injury itself. It's not what did this person hurt, how long is he or she going to be out, how many games will this athlete miss. It's whether or not this athlete will be available for the game that I'm about to put money on. And that's why you go with probable, questionable, or out. You just have to hope that everybody's being honest about this, and that's where fines come in too. So that's why, to me, it's like you don't really need, we want to know what the injury is. We all want to know what the injury is. They don't have to tell us, but we do have to know if somebody's expected to play or not.
No, absolutely, and that comes down to being the key thing. You got professional baseball. You got Mike Trout's out. They've explained what caused it and why he's out. But the fact of the matter is, the biggest thing you're concerned with if you're looking at an Angel game is knowing that he's not going to play today, and he's going to be totally unavailable to play. He's on the injury list, and he's not eligible to play for quite a while at this point. And that's really what you need to know is who's available. Does the coach have options as far as pinch hitters and defensive players and that type of thing, or you don't want to go in and make those wagers blind. You want to make sure you have the information that you need on who's available.
Stuart, we're going to run. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you very much, and we'll be talking again soon.
All right, thank you so much.
BetSaracen is the place to get in your bets for the NCAA baseball tournament right now. And again, it's on BetSaracen.com. If you want to get on, now's the time. The Clardy Daniel hotline open, 877-377-6963. Matt and C. Maverick will take you the rest of the way, and I'll be on in about an hour with the Arkansas Baseball Dugout Show. Halftime returns after this quick break.
The Cal era is here. Championship Under Construction is brought to you by Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Celebrate freedom in a new RV from Camping World in Van Buren, Arkansas. For a limited time, get into a new RV starting at just $104 per month and see America for less. As part of America's #1 RV network, we've got an RV for every lifestyle and a payment for every budget. Buy with confidence at Camping World, knowing every RV comes with a 3-year Good Sam Elite membership and access to our nationwide service network. Make sure your next summer adventure is the best one yet. Click, call, or visit Camping World in Van Buren today. Certain restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Attention Arkansas, Red River Dodge is the place to be with over 50 new Chargers and Challengers in stock and over 100 new Ram 1500s ready to roll. Plus, get up to $15,000 off MSRP on a new Ram Heavy Duty. Make that beautiful drive to Heber Springs or check us out online at redriverdodge.com. And always remember, at Red River, we deliver. During It's the Season sales event.
This is halftime.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
What's on your to-do list today? Does it include looking for a new piece of heavy equipment? If so, come by and see us at Sharp Equipment today and explore our latest offers and deals as a Wacker Newson dealer. Whatever your day brings, whatever job it is you need to complete, Wacker Newson Equipment is up to the task, and Sharp Equipment is here to help. Stop in Central Hydraulics and see us at Sharp Equipment, located at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or give us a call at 479-242-1406.
When it's time for breakfast, Calico County is making it all from scratch. Yet the dedicated early morning crew at Calico are cooking up and serving buttermilk pancakes, moist biscuits, rich waffles, country fried potatoes, 3 types of gravy, and of course their famous cinnamon rolls and much more. They serve all of this and a lot more 7 days a week until 11 a.m. Stop in, call ahead, or get it to go. Or just come by and pick up a dozen cinnamon rolls for the office. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, roll on into Calico County. They're home cooking good. Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing has everything you need for your favorite activities. Our knowledgeable staff will be glad to help you with the current specials and our new arrivals of must-have bourbons and whiskeys. Hit the cooler for some of the coldest beer in town or choose from our large selection of amazing wines. Order online or call ahead Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing. Barrels and Brews, voted best of the best in Fort Smith. It will put a smile on your face.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
With no fiction, the wilderness coming. I stumble around the creatures and the Lord on the road again. I make my strength up, and it feels to once, twice.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Yes. Back halftime here. We're going to take you home for about another hour. Phil Elson gone to get some sound from DBH, getting ready for the opening pitch. 2:06 today. Everybody be safe traveling up there. Should be a great atmosphere up there for first pitch. Molina went out there. He's kind of earned it this year. I think I like it. I like us starting Molina. I think it's going to go good for us. Something that's going to start June 6th, C-Unit. Your Mavericks, they're going to take on the Boston Celtics for the NBA Finals. And talk about a good matchup, man. Two teams that have a couple duos. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic. I guess we can just start there. We can get into some role players and get into some of the vets and stuff. But Man, that's some star power right there. Both. Which one of those? If I said Luka and Kyrie, and I don't mean the next 10 years because I don't think Kyrie has 10 years left in him. But if I said, hey man, here's the duo you want: Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, or Kyrie and Luka, which one are you taking?
So one of them, the Celtics duo. The first thing that comes to my mind is defense. Yes, Tatum can score, but he's no Luka. And Kyrie's more of a scorer as well. So I look at him as kind of a contrast in styles. I know Luka and Kyrie have played better defense of late. The Mavericks as a team has played really good defense. And we all know Boston plays defense. Jrue Holiday for the Celtics, I think, is going to be big on how he guards Luka. And Irving.
And Derek White.
And Derek White, he's a good defender.
I think Boston has the 4 best guards. So when you look at it, I'm taking Kyrie and Luka over Tatum and Brown if we're just starting a team and that's how we're going to go about it. But when you look at the collective, as a collective, and if you added Derek Jones Jr. and PJ Washington, there's no question you're taking the Boston Celtics with Jrue Holiday and Derek White. Jason Tatum and Jalen. Those are the 4 best guards on any team. Like, you can't go through. Somebody might be a little bit of a better guard, or you might have one, but nobody is that deep right there. I mean, that's going to be tough right there.
Yeah, and then another guy that I think might be pretty big in this series is Al Horford. He can knock down the 3, and he's a little undersized, I guess, but he's still strong and in great shape. The thing about him is his 3-point shooting ability. He can stretch the floor, and obviously Porzingis can do that too. So I don't see any reason why Porzingis won't be back for the game 1, and Dallas will have another big man to kind of have to keep an eye on out there. Lively and Gafford aren't going to be able to just sit in the paint, and I think that could work to Boston's favor. And then you got Tatum and Jaylen Brown; they can score the basketball, and then we see what Luka and Kyrie are doing right now. It's just really it's shaping up to be a really great finals. I don't think we'll see a sweep. I think most of the games will be very close, down to the wire type games. 6 and 7. I see games 6 and 7 in the future. It's going to come down to, who can finish it in the end. Because Boston, the way Boston's beat Indiana in their last series was down to the wire. They would pull away and they would get it done in the closing minutes. That's kind of what Dallas was able to do against Minnesota. So it's going to be interesting to see, if Luka can keep this up. Because when he's hot, man, they're tough to beat, and Kyrie is a good complement.
Watching that game last night, and by the way, I think you might know this. Al Horford is 2 years older than his head coach, so he's. I like Big Al. He's going to be okay. You just wonder about his minutes restrictions, and I know they had another. Cornette had got hurt, but if you're getting Porzingis back, that's going to help. And then Boston's the best 3-point shooting team in the NBA. And so it's you talk about a total contrast of you just played Minnesota and Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, last night he played well. The game before that, game 4, is when he kind of came out of his shell and played well again. You think of last night, it was kind of a throwaway game. I mean, they competed for the first quarter, and then it was whatever. And they'll learn from that, and they'll get better. But now Dallas going to play Boston, I just think Boston is exceptionally offensive. They're so much better of an offensive team than Minnesota. It's going to be a totally different matchup.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a really fun finals. And back on Towns, it just looked like all series he was like even the buckets he did get, they were just like really contested. Nothing was easy. I think Dallas had a good game plan for him. And they had a good game plan for Edwards most of the series, but boy, did they were able to keep Towns from hurting them.
If you're Boston and you're playing Dallas, here's what you have to do. You have to make Luka give effort on the defensive end, and I think that's what they'll be able to do. There was a lot of times you're watching Minnesota because they're real, they're trying to get it to Anthony Edwards. They're not as offensively balanced as Boston is. Luka comes down and he goes down there and just guards the guy in the corner and just kind of stands there, kind of plays a little help. He's not really having to spend any of his energy on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what I'm trying to get at. You let that cat rest on the defensive side of the ball, he's going to crush you on the offensive side. So when Boston has the ball, and I know they can play different styles, run up and down, slow it down, you got to make Luka move on the defensive side.
Oh, I agree. If you're Boston, that's what you want to do. It was a little surprising to me how Minnesota wasn't able to. I don't know if they didn't know that or if they didn't care, but like the announcer said multiple times, like Luka's just sitting down there, and I think it helped him on the offensive end. And he's an okay defender. Luka's more of like he's going to flash for steals. He's not going to body anybody up usually, and
he's tough, he's strong, he's willing, he knows what to do. He's not the quickest or the fleet of foot. He knows that, so he tries to stay within himself. But that's and if you remember game one, C Maverick, Jason Kidd came out in that kind of matchup zone. And so that's what they were doing. They were playing 2 on the square and then in playing that way. And that's what they like to do is help and not really put. I mean, they know what the weakness of their defense is.
And the rim protection has been great for Dallas. You don't have guys just flying in.
Gafford's been a menace.
Yeah, I mean,
absolute beast.
That's been the Mavs' kryptonite in the past, is just having a bunch of smaller players.
Reminds me of Tyson Chandler back when Jason Kidd was the point guard when they won a championship with Duke. Is Gafford kind of reminds me. I'm not saying he's as good as Tyson Chandler, but he's that type. That's the piece of having that rim protector, because it doesn't show up. I think last night he only had one or two blocks, but he's getting in the way of the shots and making them difficult, and they're misses, and they're also letting them play. I do like the physicality that these officials have been letting them play.
Yeah, I do like that about the playoffs. It doesn't feel like everything's going to be called, and you can actually play defense. That's NBA playoffs are some of the most entertaining games just because of that. The philosophy change. And, when you get to the finals, that's when it really, really hits home. It's like, man, these two teams, I don't think many people were expecting Dallas to make it, but here they are, man. What this does is it puts the rest of the league on notice, like, okay, Dallas and Luka, we better take them serious from now on. Because, if they're able to keep Kyrie with Luka, paired with Luka, and keep those that defensive philosophy, I don't know how long they can keep Gafford and PJ, but the Mavs front office, they need to keep surrounding Luka and Kyrie with these type players if they want to get the most out of this, because I don't think this is just a 1-year thing. The Mavs made a run, and they may or may not get it done this year, but I think this is you got Luka and Kyrie, the way they're playing, they may be really hungry for it this year. And I know after you win one, the hunger kind of dies down a little bit sometimes, but I really like the Mavs here these next 5 years. Getting this title and maybe another one.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And if you want to get in with us, please do on the McLarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. I also think, you make it to a finals, and Tatum's done that before, and you had to play Golden State, and it was kind of, a stacked deck right there. This is Boston's best chance to win. I mean, the West is so stacked. Boston, the East isn't as good as the West, so I do think this is probably one of their best chances to win. But for me, Kyrie Irving is a Hall of Famer. If they win this NBA Finals, it's a no-doubter he's a Hall of Famer. Because there might be some that are iffy, saying 50-50, whatever, what you want to say about Kyrie. I think the kid is so talented. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer in my mind. But what happens if they win this Finals? He's a no-brainer. And then maybe somebody like Jaylen Brown. You start thinking, I think Jason Tatum and Luka, they're both going to be Hall of Famers no matter what happens in this series. Yeah. But I think a guy like Jaylen Brown, this could be a thing that maybe he ends up getting into the Hall of Fame. But 100%, I think this puts Kyrie over the edge and makes sure he notches. And he doesn't play for that. You know, you don't play basketball for that. But I do think, in as far as how legacy goes, that's something that would definitely get him in.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, no doubt, he needs a finals victory on his resume because he's been there several times, been in the Eastern Conference Finals like 5 or 6 times, and that's kind of the knock on him is he can't get it done. But Luka's still young, but I still think you want to get that finals when you get there because you never know how many times you'll be back. The Celtics have a little bit easier road, especially this year with the teams they played and the players they were missing. Getting to the finals wasn't too hard for them this year, but it should be an exciting series. And man,
I wonder too. You start thinking Luka's career going forward. I mean, is Kyrie going to be his best teammate? You looked at LeBron, and he had D Wade for a time and Bosh. Then he had Kyrie. He's had Anthony Davis. So you wonder who would be next. And Luka, there's a lot of miles on those legs.
Yes,
he turned pro at 13. I don't know.
Luka needs to get every title he can get because
I don't know that he's going to play into his 40s is what I'm saying. Like a LeBron. Yeah, I think his career would be 33, 30, 35 at the most. So I'm with you. But man, some of those shots, see money, they were just, it was out of control how deep his range is.
Yeah, he started off the game just launching from deep, and you can just tell once you get 2 or 3 of those to fall, that confidence goes up, and he was on a heater, man. That's all you can say. When players are feeling it like that, players like him and Steph, and those are the 2 that come to mind. But man, when they're like that, the team feeds off that, and it's hard to beat a team like that when their star players hitting everything. And he was talking trash the whole time he was doing it.
Slovenia's finest. Kentucky's up 8-2 on Western Michigan. Virginia, they're up 3-2. That could be a team we play next. LSU still down 2-0. Coastal Carolina 8-0. Florida State 5-1. Hey, if you want to get in with us, please do 877-377-6963 on the McLarty Daniel hotline, and we'll be back after this.
The Cal era is here. Championship Under Construction is brought to you by Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com.
When it's time for breakfast, Calico County is making it all from scratch. Yet the dedicated early morning crew at Calico are cooking up and serving buttermilk pancakes, moist biscuits, rich waffles, country fried potatoes, 3 types of gravy, and of course their famous cinnamon rolls and much more. They serve all of this and a lot more 7 days a week until 11 a.m. Stop in, call ahead, or get it to go. Or just come by and pick up a dozen cinnamon rolls for the office. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, roll on into Calico County. They're home cooking good. Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
The Old Fort Days is underway, and you can go in style with the all-new official Old Fort Days merchandise. Available now at the main gate at Harper Stadium or at Jelco Outdoors. Caps, t-shirts, hat stickers, drinkware, and more for the family. Support your local Old Fort Days rodeo. Go in style with new apparel. Old Fort Days official merchandise. Wear the brand. Get your official Old Fort Days merchandise outside Harper Stadium or at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The tailgating scene on a perfect fall day in the natural state. Calling the Hogs with 75,000 plus as the Razorbacks run through the A. And all the things you love about football game days are near. Football season tickets are now on sale for marquee matchups against Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss, and longtime rival and new SEC foe, Texas.
Slant, caught, touchdown, Arkansas.
Experience game day on the hill and secure your seat and tailgating space by visiting ArkansasRazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products.
See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Attention homeowners, storms are firing up quickly and widespread damage means thousands are reaching out for the right roofing company. Don't wait. Get on the schedule with Shamrock Roofing and Construction now for quality and peace of mind. One call does it all. Shamrock Roofing and Construction, call 479-319-5100. Need new roof? Shamrock Roofing and Construction can have you covered right now for as low as $139.99 with approved credit. For quality and peace of mind, one call does it all. Shamrock Roofing and Construction, call 479-319-5100.
At Gray Brothers Equipment, it's Kubota Orange Days with 0 down, 0% financing available for 84 months on Kubota's popular L2502, L3302, and L3902 tractors. Get into Gray Brothers and make your best deal on a new Kubota tractor today. Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Bodo, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
It's time for school. Just as they go. Stay cool. Take a minute to fun. Even walk too fun. They come to you. Just stay cool. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and out.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
Yes, sir. A little Babe Rainbow for you right there. And we got a phone caller. Let's go right to the phones. Back halftime here. This beautiful Friday afternoon. Brian in Ozark. What's up, Brian?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, it's a good day.
Hey, I've been listening to a lot of different people talk about this regional starts today. And I mean, I think Arkansas needs to play with some caution because, you know, I don't believe that La Tech or Kansas State are either one getting props that they deserve. You know, La Tech's won 45 games, and they're not afraid of Arkansas. You know, they're going to, I believe they're taking the mentality that, yeah, they're probably going to lose against Hagen Smith tomorrow, but they're going to wind up beating them again in the championship of that regional. And from what I've seen, Arkansas's relievers, they're not the best in the country, and they're not the best in the conference. So that's kind of a scary situation out there, that if they go into a fourth game, you know, if La Tech wins Game 3 or something, or Kansas State, and, you know, I'm kind of worried about them getting in the fourth game. I don't know if they can pull that out. Kind of like when TCU beat them like a drum last year. You know, everybody jumped on the bandwagon how easy Arkansas was going to have it, and they got highly embarrassed last year. Just kind of want to know what you think about that. And then I have another question, which will be going back to your football days. As great as you were, I'm just kind of curious. If you were back in playing quarterback in this era, who would benefit you more to play for? Would it be Bobby Petrino or Steve Sarkisian? I'll hang up and listen. You guys have a great weekend.
You know, they're when you get to this part of the tournament and of the season. Thanks for the call, Brian. They're gonna be it's all gonna be tough. No, I don't think anybody's scared of anybody. You got to show up. You got to show up ready to play. And if you're not ready, you're going to get found out. So I think that's what that is. I actually we lost Tigert, and for whatever, it's just part of it's just another opportunity for somebody to step up. I thought Molina answered the bell when he, I guess his last start against Mississippi State, and then didn't start against A&M or in the SEC tournament, came in relief and looked the best out of all the relievers. I definitely have faith in Will McIntyre. I have faith in Gackle and Gage Wood. So and then we all know Hagen Smith is OG. I mean, that's just if you could get it to the point where you don't pitch Hagen Smith until it's an elimination game, but I know that we're going to pitch Hagen Smith tomorrow. But you win game one. Why save Hagen Smith for the first elimination game you have? But we are an SEC team. We do have depth in pitching, so I like our pitching. I just hope we can hit the ball just a little bit, and I think it is contagious. I think if a couple of our leaders, a couple of our dudes, and be opportunistic. That's the other thing. We got to get some runners in when they're on base. Have timely hitting. So I think the talent is there. No question about it. As far as Sarkisian and Petrino, man, they're both just geniuses when it comes to the offensive side of the football. It'd be cool to play for either one of them, man. They both know what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with Brian about, Arkansas wins the first two games, and then you never want to see a fourth game. Just seeing maybe who would pitch that third game, and then obviously the fourth game if it gets down to it. But bottom line is people are going to have to step up, not name Hagen Smith, not name Molina. They need to do their part. I agree. Hagen should pitch game two, just because you'll have that luxury of having to be beat twice. You don't want to not pitch Hagen in that second game, and then you're facing elimination. You should be able to, beat whoever's in your regional once. It's once
like
before they beat you twice. Yeah.
When you're playing spades, and as long as you don't go nil, then you have that ace of spades, and to me, he's ace of spades. So why would I pitch him? And then now who do you trust in the championship? Right. If we're supposed to be Arkansas Razorbacks, we have the depth, we have the talent, and we have the ace of spades. Why we're going to play him when we need him. But I get it. I understand there's ways to go about it, and I think, Christian, I'm in the minority. I think everybody kind of goes with the way you're talking.
Well, you would like to just have guys that you're extremely confident in, more than two guys right now, but I don't, somebody's going to have to step up.
Somebody's going to have to step up. I do believe we might have Fisherman Clay Henry, the Hall of Famer, for a segment or two coming up. We have 2 segments left, 30 minutes left before Phil Elson and Bubba take you for the pregame before opening pitch at 2:06 today. So we'll be back right after this.
Pay attention. This happens fast. You're on the forklift in your warehouse when it breaks down. You call Medley Equipment Company. Talk to Debbie.
Hello.
Debbie tells you they'll get you moving again. Debbie talks to a service tech.
Yep, I can do it.
Tech says when they can be there. That nice Debbie lady calls you back.
Hello.
Saying your forklift will be fixed in a few hours.
Nice.
Pretty fast, right? We're just trying to keep up because Medley keeps you moving.
I'm branch manager Dennis Mabry. Visit medleycompany.com or see us at 4001 Harper Avenue, Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Dive into summer with the Doughboy Pool Super Sale at Burton Pools and Spas. Say goodbye to crowded public pools. With a Doughboy Pool, the fun comes to you. Don't miss the hottest deals of the year. Doughboy above-ground pools up to $1,500 off. 18-foot steel wall pools only $75 a month. And semi-in-ground pools under $200 a month, plus a free robotic cleaner. Hurry into our Fort Smith, Springdale, or Greenland showroom to pick out your new pool today. At Burton Pools and Spas, we do more than build swimming pools. We build long-term relationships.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel Crick Hopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The Crick Hopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel Crick Hopper.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Randy Milam in Alma or Agent Brandon Zimmerman in Barling.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel, 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, cloudy skies, occasional showers and thunderstorms. Our high temperatures today will be in the low to mid 70s. Showers and thunderstorms will continue tonight, overnight low mid 60s. Partly sunny, a chance of showers, a few scattered thunderstorms, especially early on Saturday. Our high temperatures will be into the low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 90 days. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it.
If I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
But one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Yes, sir. What a beautiful day in the Ozarks. Game day is what it is. It is game day, just a little over an hour away from first pitch. Myself, C-Unit on the controls, and talking a little ball, talking a little bit of everything, whatever you want to talk about. Got Razorback baseball today, and Dallas just sealed their ticket to the NBA Finals, so that's going to be a good matchup. Champions League Finals tomorrow. Dortmund and Real Madrid. Just a lot going on. Got the Canadian Open. You got the U.S. Open coming up soon. So lots going on in the sports world. And we're lucky enough to be joined by fisherman Clay Henry. Clay, what's up, man?
Well, I'm at the baseball facility, and Phil told me you guys need me for 30 minutes. I'm always good for 30 is kind of like my sweet spot, 30 minutes. But I can't imagine you guys doing 3 hours. on a normal day. Not today, but on a normal day. Today's not normal.
Today, it's right. It's game day. How much do you, Clay? First of all, how's the atmosphere out there already?
Well, I'm over at the media facility, which is the indoor track, so I'm not actually in the stadium right now.
I got you.
That's where the media workroom is, where you set up your laptop, and it's also where they have the media meal. It was some kind of sandwiches, which was just fine. That's about what I needed today, like a turkey club. But I was there when everybody rushed into the hog pen, and so it's typical big crowd going to file in. And I think they've got all the tickets sold. And
let me take you back, Clay, to the Mississippi State series. The last time we kind of knew our rotation with Hagen Smith and Molina and Taggart, and we know that Taggart didn't make it. Now that is, you want him to get healthy. You want all that stuff, and then we go A&M, then we go to SEC tournament. Are you surprised that Molina's the one that earned the right, that won this job to start game one tonight or this afternoon?
No, I think they had to get him right, and then the way he pitched at A&M, I think they're like, okay, he's right. He was a Friday night starter for the last 2 years in the Big 12 and pitched in a lot of big games, and his numbers were good. He was an inning eater. Didn't have any bad outings, and so I always thought he would be most likely to pitch the starting spot. And we'll see how many innings he goes. You don't take L's for the team in these kind of deals. You fight to the finish and see if you can make a comeback. Make them get you out 27 times before you say uncle. But he'll go 3, 4, 5 innings, and then they'll piece it together, and they'll have Gackle to pitch if they need. I mean, ideally you get a lead, and you can kind of go through the bottom third of your bullpen. If things go right. These guys can score runs. Southeast Missouri, now they play in a hitter-friendly park with the wind blowing out all the time, and it's AstroTurf, which means everything skips to the wall, and in the alleys they're doubles and triples.
That's what I was going to ask you. What do they do well? Is it power? Is it speed? That's what they do a little bit. They play on a fast turf out there.
Yeah, there's actually a podcast out there that's done every week by Jackson Wells from Rogers, who's a pitcher. He's the Friday night guy at ULR, led the country in ERA last year, not this year. But he's pitched against those guys the last 2 years, and says if you throw it in that little sweet spot, in the middle of the plate, thigh high, they will pound it. But if you hit your corners and hit your spots, move the ball around, throw your off speed for you can get them off balance and hold them down. And he's like, Arkansas, their number one's better than their number one. Arkansas's number 2 is better than their number. You just go all the way down in the depth, what you have at Arkansas. And, if Arkansas played in that park, kind of like Texas Tech's parks, and OU, I mean, those parks sit where the wind, the home plate, if you look to center field, it's south to north. Well, that south wind just rips out in those parks. Blows in from right field here. The same, it's just a different setting. They'll find out that a fly ball here, it dies short of the warning track. It's not even warning track, but they can play, and they'll play good defense. Arkansas's the better team. I mean, that's the way the seeding is, and they should win today.
Do we have our starting lineup? Do we know what the batting order is yet?
I don't have it here. If I go in the press box, I'm sure it is.
Okay. I was going to
ask. I will head there. I head there now. After we're done here. But yeah, I mean, no, they've got it. I know Phil's already been over to talk to Dave Van Horn and to the pregame stuff. So yeah, they know what it's going to be.
I got Aloy, and so I'm picking two. This, I guess. Let me ask you the question first. So 2 hitters that you have confidence in, you feel, you believe in, that could have 7+ RBIs in this series. All right. So I got my two hitters. It's Peyton Holt and Weihei Aloy. Those are the two guys that I think their bats are going to come alive, and they've been consistent pretty much all year. But I think they can get hot. Is there a couple other guys that you like that could get hot with the bat and have 7-8 RBIs?
Yeah, I think Peyton Stovall's been really good all season. I like him from the left side, Peyton Holt from the right side. They need to get something out of their corner outfielders, and they haven't most of this season. And Kendall Diggs, hasn't been the guy they thought, for the right field. He was going to be a 3-4 guy in the lineup. Lately, he's been 7-8, down the bottom of the order. McLaughlin has been up and down. He's been more down of late. He's a guy, first baseman, you'd like to get a little bit more out of. And I don't know who they've got in left field for this game, but that's been the position. That's a power spot. That's a spot you're supposed to get numbers out of, and they can't figure out who should be playing there. Now, I mean, they played, I guess even with Peyton Holt, they played 3 or 4 guys there. Nobody is. I mean, it's a wide open job, and we're in postseason. It's like you get 2 hits in a game, man. They might leave you there for three games.
C Unit has the lineup as far as who's batting. I think Hudson White was in that 2-hole. Who's our first 3 hitters, C Unit?
Stovall, Hudson White, and Jared Sprague-Lott.
Okay, I like that right there. I do. I think that's a good start. And Clay, Phil and I were talking a little bit earlier this week about kind of getting off to a hot start or being able to put runs on the board first and not second. How important is that to be the team that scores first?
So, again, that's kind of what I was alluding to. You get a lead, and, maybe you don't pitch your top-end bullpen guys. Maybe Will McIntyre, Gabe Gackle, some of those guys don't have to pitch, so they'll be fresh tomorrow night. So that, you get 6-7 runs up, in the first 3 innings, it changes the way you pitch the game. I think this is, you don't want to be behind. You don't want to give the 4 seed hope. You want to, maybe put some pressure on them, and that's what you get the lead. But the other way, the Southeast Missouri gets the lead all at once. The favored team gets a little tight. Things don't go well, so it can flip the other way too, Matt.
No question about it. But that's why we love baseball. Clay, I had somebody tell me that they're like, look, baseball, a third of the games you're going to win, a third of the games you're going to lose. It's about that middle third, what you do, and that's when the cream should rise to the top. And like what you were talking about earlier, our first baseman should be better than their first baseman. Our center fielders should be better than their center fielder.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so, Matt, I was watching the 2 Arkansas-Kentucky games, and it's relevant now because Kentucky's head coach is our head coach. John Calipari is our guy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just looking at their bench and our starters, and you just go down one by one. Who would you take? Well, you take Kentucky. I mean, I heard what you said about Trevin Brazile, and he's got that potential to be an all-world player, but we've only seen glimpses of that. He's the only guy that you would even think of their 13 in Kentucky that Coach Cal would entertain. Well, maybe we could have him on our roster, but that's what this today is like. The Arkansas team against Southeast Missouri. If you had fall tryouts, there's not many of their guys that make the lineup.
Well, we got one more segment to come up. We got an abbreviated show today as baseball pregame with Phil Elson and Bubba Carpenter will be getting to you at 1:30. First pitch, I believe, is 2:06. And if you want to get in with us, please do. 877-377-6963 on the McLarty Daniel hotline. And we'll have Fisherman Clay Henry for one more segment, myself, and C Unit as well. We'll be back right after this.
ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app is live at the 2024 Fayetteville Regional. Exclusive coverage is presented by Mock Legal Solutions. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Arvest Bank. Arvest is ready to help. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by Camping World. Camping World in Poto and Van Buren, and online at campingworld.com. The road to Omaha starts now.
Call them the Omahawks. Yes, sir. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, skied into left. That ball's hit pretty well, and it's gone. Brett Eibner's hit a home run, and the ball game's tied. Brett Eibner has hit a home run, and the ball game is tied. The Razorbacks down to their final out, and Eibner, for all his troubles this season, has just saved things.
Listen to every Razorback baseball game on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bushfield. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bushfield. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Like me.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news about our first ever trade-in acquisition event. We need your trade, so now through Memorial Day, get your state sales tax paid when you trade for any one of our road-ready certified vehicles. That's right, state sales tax paid when you trade. Another reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
We're down to wait all night. Sit down to run your mouth.
Best of nothing anyhow. Each is on the garden sorted out. So curls her lips on the bar. I don't know dead or not. Come on,
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful Friday. Got the Hall of Famer Fisherman Clay Henry with us as we're getting ready for the pregame show and for first pitch. C-Unit on the controls, myself, and one more segment today. Man, it's been a good week. Clay, so I've looked at the lineup right there. Do you like Helfrich as our DH? Is that a guy that's just based on since they're starting a lefty, that's our DH when they start lefties?
Yeah, he's a DH until the lefty comes out, and it'll probably be Souza or somebody like that take his place. He's gotten some big hits, but by and large, he's looked like a freshman, and which is what he is. Very talented. He's got a really quick bat, but when he's hit the ball hard this year, about 80% of those are foul. In other words, he's so quick that he's going to jump on it right down the line, and he'll learn that you've got to time it a little better than that, and keep it fair. But that's a really quick, excited freshman that can pull the trigger in a hurry, and it is through the zone, and but he just hadn't as far as average hadn't been there. He had a big home run at Auburn, and a couple of more big hits. He had a big hit against Mississippi State.
I like it. How much will you pay attention to the Kansas State La Tech game, the one that follows right after this Arkansas Razorback game?
Well, I might be writing during that game, so we'll see. I'm going to write something at hitthatline.com. If I can still make dinner with my daughter and wife tonight, I'm going to write something.
Fair enough. Do you check out a little bit, Clay? Will you check out kind of around are you looking at other scores and other regionals? Have you been checking out that Virginia regional? Because that's who, we're going to probably play Virginia or Mississippi State?
We've got the big screen in the Randall Tice Center right now. It's got Coastal Carolina and Vandy, and Coastal Carolina is putting it on Vandy 8-1. Guess you kind of just keep your eye out for all these other 10 SEC teams.
Watford and LSU 3-3.
Yeah, we think that this is just a overpowering SEC this year, but till we get into postseason and see it play out, you don't know. I mean, you really don't. The SEC teams don't go on the road that much, so they have this huge home advantage for non-conference games. So when you get into this postseason, all at once it's like, does the strength show up? And how many teams will the SEC be having the super regionals? And how many will go to all that stuff? To me is interesting and entertaining.
Well, I know one thing that's going to be entertaining on Saturday. There might be some people in your family that are watching the Champions League final tomorrow. 2:00 tomorrow, Real Madrid and Dortmund.
Who you got, man?
It's the haves and the have-nots, Clay. Dortmund's they're like Holland was there. Jude Bellingham was there, who plays for Real Madrid now. So they kind of get young talent and then they sell them off and go get more talent. Real Madrid, as you know, they're the Yankees in the 90s. They just get the best players, and they're supposed to win this game.
So they got players that just go by one name.
Oh my goodness, right?
when you just have one name, if you're just a Messi or you're just a
They got Rodrigo that's on the side. They got Benny Jr. right now. You got Luka Modric, who he's the last one to win the Ballon d'Or, not named Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah. Well, those are one-name guys, and they're dudes. Yeah. Your word is they're Galacticos, right?
That's the
Is that the right word?
Yeah, that's the Real Madrid. And real quick, while we got a couple more minutes left, did you what are your thoughts on this Mavericks Boston NBA Finals match?
Yeah, I'm pulling for the Mavs. Yeah, I mean I'm not a Boston guy in any shape, form. And I think that the Daniel Gafford story for our state is just incredible. I mean, I can remember watching him play as a sophomore, and I mean, so many people said, "Oh, he's not an NBA player." Or well, he might not have been an NBA player, at that point, but he was, like he cashed his check, and now he's going to cash a big check. I mean,
he's been protecting the rim. Clay, you're right. We've talked about it, I know, a couple weeks ago. But even though the block numbers, he still gets a lot of blocks, but he distracts and makes them take a difficult shot that causes a miss, and he might not even get the rebound, so the stats don't show it. But what he's been doing protecting that rim has just been amazing.
He runs the floor like an
old school big, like a gazelle,
like a 3 guy.
Yeah, and runs. Yeah.
And it impacts the game because it's like. If you don't come off the ball handler, it's a lob for a dunk. I mean, so the ball handler gets to do what he wants to because and he's out there on the wing, and here he comes. But I think that this is the way Dallas has been challenged will help them in their series with Boston. I mean, Boston to me was the first half of the season. They were, it was a storybook kind of deal, but they haven't been the same of late. And I don't know. I don't watch them enough to know if they've lost a player here or there. But I guess Dallas is my team for this next 2 weeks.
I like it. It's gonna be fun. Well, Clay, man, enjoy the game today, and as always, man, thank you for some of your time.
You got it. Thanks, Christian.
Yes, sir. That's the Hall of Famer fisherman Clay Henry. It's always a joy getting him on the airwaves, talking a little ball, kind of bouncing around all over the place: baseball, soccer, basketball. Well, let's do it. C Unit. We had a good show today. You got the Phil Elson and Bubba pregame coming up. First pitch here in about 42 minutes.
Let's come out and just look really good and build some momentum.
Play discipline right. Make the play you're supposed to play. Don't overthink it. Don't press. Let cream rise to the top. And thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to all the fans. Y'all enjoy the game, and we'll see you around.
For 33 years, Manfield's Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle needs. Get a great deal on a Superstar battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep